Welcome to the stage of history. I am your illustrious host, Kevin Uncanny Anytime. Woo! This morning, y'all. This morning has started off pretty trippy. But yeah, no, this is something that I really want to address, and I don't want it to take over the topic that I have for today, but it just might, because this is really, really important. The energy exchange between people is more important than content. It simply is. This is something that I stand on. It's something that I'm going to continue to stand on, even if it takes me down. All right. Even if it takes me all the way down, which it won't, because I just understand energy. I understand how it works. The reason why movies are great is because there's a collective amount of people that translates to a collective amount of brains that translates to a collective amount of energy together focused on one goal. Right? They talk about it, they converse about the different things that are happening within it, and then it becomes a thing, right? And they all have their own place in it. Everybody has their own spot, wardrobe, lighting, the cameraman, the director, producer, actors, all of that, y'all, all of that. Stagehand, back, helpers, extras, all of them are geared towards one goal. That's why I am so adamant about the human connection and us talking. Whenever somebody's like, yo, I need some help, I'm trying to do something, or I'm trying to figure something out, I'm like, yep, I'm available. And I will interrupt my process. I will be late in my process of my normal order of operations, whether it be, putting up videos, the content, blah, 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 whatever it is, right? I will be late to that to have a beneficial human interaction. Why? Because there's more energy out of it. There's way more energy out of it. And not selfishly absorbing the energy, but the mutual exchange of the energy. We give each other energy, right? The laughs, the little bit of quirkiness, the questions, the answers, the figuring stuff out. That's incredibly important. That is incredibly important. That's the only reason why things work, y'all. That's the only reason why there is a Steve Jobs, is because he had people helping him. Otherwise, he couldn't do it all by himself. He wasn't creating the iPhone by himself, right? It's all about the people, man. It's all about the people. It's one particular scene that I like from the Ashton Kutcher rendition of Steve Jobs, to where he's telling one of the people, and this is how serious it gets too. Listen to this. He's telling one of the people, he's like, yo, we need to be able to change the font. And this is something that I totally get, because it's got to look cool. It's got to feel cool. Like, that's what I'm about. That's all. I'm about all of that, right? And dude's like, that doesn't matter, right? He's like, it's about the functionality. He's like, you don't get it. You got to go. you don't get it. You got to go. You totally don't get it. And that's pretty much how it is, man. It's like, I'm not building Mindset Matters and this whole thing for like monetary gain, man. It's really not, dude. It's really a system created from my experiences, and I'm testing the quantum field of information to see if there are people who feel the same at a particular point that they were in their lives, that I was in my life, or that where they are in their life that I was in my life. And then if they go through the process that I went through, will they find the legendary themselves? because that's literally how I totally exploded into legendary status for my own self. I mean, sure, there's probably nobody calling me a legend, but I am, simply because I found out who I was and I stood in my own power no matter what. And sometimes, I scaled back a little bit because I didn't want to stumble anybody, or I didn't want to hurt people's feelings, or I didn't want to appear greater than other people, right? But then it got to a certain point where I was like, okay, we're this is enough, right? you should you should be fully okay with who you are, and if you're not at this point, then I'm just here. I'm about to be me, and me being me in the process is going to come across very powerful. And the reason why it comes across so powerful is because I know. It's because I know who I am. So maybe that's what the topic will be. And then I guess tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but next week, or not next week. Sorry. I was doing a lot of troubleshooting, so I'm kind of off kilter. But Wednesday is where I will talk about willpower. Wednesday is where I'll talk about willpower. So look out for that video. But today, I'm going to talk about how powerful it is to really know yourself, because it really shakes people to their core. When you're in certain um, environments and you really know yourself and nobody else really knows themselves, it shakes them to their core. They don't understand it. It's a weird vibration, because it's so high, it's so clear that it comes across as intimidation. And that can put people in a very fearful state, very, very fearful state. But that's okay, and you can decide if you want to scale that back or not. I decided that for a little while. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna scale that back. I'm gonna not be me for a minute and just be a ghost for a hot second, right? Kind of show glimpses of myself, but not really. Kind of scale back. But then fully opening up as like, yep, here I come. It's gonna make people it's gonna make people scared. It just simply is, man, when you really, really, really know who you are and what you stand for, right? And that's okay. And that's okay, because they have their own process to go through to figure out who they are, and to realize that there is no intimidation. There's no such thing as intimidation, right? Unless somebody is directly directing their energy towards you in an intimidating manner. But if somebody is being their own person outside of you, outside of the construct of your area, your situation, it's not directed at you. That's only how you're accepting it, right? You're accepting it as intimidation. If they're not directly being like, yo, you are not going to do this around me, or you can't say this to me, or hey, you can't compete with me in this field, there is no intimidation. There's zero intimidation, right? It's only our converting of the energy that we're feeling, and applying it in a way that we are really actually just trying to. It's an insecurity. It's an insecurity that makes us convert that energy in that way, when it's not being full on directed. It's a deep insecurity, right? And that's okay, because we all have insecurities to work on. But when you feel that, it's for you to really be like, how do I get to that? Where is that? Where is that inside of me? Where's that confidence inside of myself? Where's the belief inside of myself? Right? That's the only question that should be asked. Not, oh, well, why are they blah, blah, blah. And they're trying to, and then, trying to apply what you think that somebody else is trying to do. Unless they tell you directly, this is what I'm trying to do, you really have no idea. And so you at that point, you need to just leave it as is, and let it manifest itself the way it's going to manifest itself. And yes, could they be more charismatic? Could they be more fun? Could they be more cool looking? Whatever cool is, right? That's such a funny thing. But yeah, it's very possible. But should you rejoice in that? Yeah, absolutely. You should be happy about that, because that is literally something that we all are looking to find inside of ourselves. And when you see somebody activate that full on knowing of themselves, you should be happy. And the reason why is because you're looking for the same thing. And if you're looking for the same thing, if you're not happy, you're never going to find it. If you're not happy that that person found it, you're never going to find it, right? It's like when we see people that look like they have a great relationship, right? It's like, don't look for the, oh, well, they're faking. Everybody has problems. Then guess what? That's the way your life's going to go. Right. So now when I see anniversaries, when I see weddings, when I see all of that stuff, I make sure I heart it. I chime in. Congratulations. Happy anniversary. Right? Because that's what I'm looking for, man. Longevity. Don't be upset. Don't assume that it's falsified or anything like that. Like, what? No. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself, because that's the only person you're doing it to. Once you realize that, it'll change your life. And guess what that is a part of? Knowing who you are. So I got into that next stage of, oh yeah, I want to congratulate this because, oh, this is something beautiful that I would love to see in my life. So let me be happy for them. That's part of knowing yourself. If you're not able to do that, you got a lot of work to do, a lot of insecurity inside of yourself, right? And I can say that for 1000% because I know I've been there. I've said it. I've been there. I totally get it. But I'm letting you know where it'll lead you. It'll lead you to more failed relationships. It'll lead you to more insecure feelings about what you're wearing or how you look or what you're doing. If you are intimidated, right? And that's going to really show up in a worse way in your life. And you're going to be like, why am I going through these things? It's the very finite details. It's subatomic. You can't really see this. You got to keep digging into yourself. Keep digging into yourself and really have the passion and the desire to become a better version of yourself. You have to be obsessed with it, not just obsessed about, becoming a person of value, but really being obsessed with figuring out who you are. Who are you? That is a grand, epic journey. There's so many different facets and caves to navigate inside of yourself, and things to explore and ideas to test out inside of you. And that is truly, truly the next level of self-awareness and self-development, is finding out who you are, right? My first stage of self-development and self-awareness was listening to Jim Rohn, listening to Bob Proctor, really understanding the information that they were putting out, understanding the concepts, being like, oh yeah, I get it. But then the journey of me began. The journey of figuring out who I was began. And I was like, oh, got you. Okay. That's the last dragon, right? I've mentioned that before, but I might have to redo it because it was on a different platform. But yeah, that's one of the final stages. And that is in the Mindset Matters Institute is the legendary you. That's when you go on the road and you embark on the journey of becoming the legendary you. That's what I found. That is what will activate you in a whole new way that you never thought possible. And you will be overjoyed when you really find that process. It's not going to be easy though. Again, because I told you there's going to be a lot of outside projections and a lot of different opinions and stuff like that as far as how you're representing yourself. And you'll feel insecure sometimes still, and you'll deflect and you'll be like, wait, no, am I really, what? Am I feeling like this? No. And you'll realize, no, man, I'm not arrogant. I'm confident. Why? Because of the stuff that I've been through, the things that I've done. Right? It's like, but somebody could still keep on calling you, yeah, you're arrogant, and it could almost affect you if you allow it. It's like, no, I'm a really caring, humble person. I could really get crazy with the different abilities and stuff that I have, and especially the measure of confidence I have. I could walk into places and be like, yep, this is me. Here it is. Here's how I'm gonna tell you what's going on here. And that could be really ridiculous. That could be a really ridiculous process. And it's like, so for what? What am I doing? What are we here for? Right? I'm here for beneficial purposes. I'm here to benefit others. And so with that great power, I'm using it responsibly. And once you know yourself, oh, trust me, that is great power. And you will go through the process of figuring out how to use it responsibly. But I really want to encourage you to go through this process. And it sounds like a sale. I already know. I'm like, oh, okay, because I'm leading into it. I'm like, oh, yeah. So join the Mindset Matters Institute, right? But open enrollment ain't until the end of this month. So you missed out. You won't be able to do it until the end of this month anyway. But yeah, it's going to help you find a legendary you. And once you activate the legendary you, you're really going to see how far you've come. You're going to understand what you've been doing in the past few years. And you're going to make some major strides towards your goals. And that's what's going to really help you, because that's one of the greatest foundations, is knowing yourself to be able to move where you need to move, to do what you need to do, to activate when you need to activate. That's what really helps you. But yeah, this was about knowing yourself, y'all. I didn't want to go on too much of a rant, but this one, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that and help you to understand the importance, the need it is for it too in the world. It's really needed out here, y'all. A lot of people don't know themselves. The blind leading the blind. It's the blind leading the blind. People out there they're blind. They're totally blind, and it shows. And you got to know yourself to be able to see. To really be able to see clearly, you got to know who you are. To really help guide people, to really care about people, you got to know who you are. That's just the truth. But yeah, if up until the time you have until the next open enrollment, you have an opportunity to take the concentrated strength assessment, which is down in the description, right? You have the opportunity to get some gear and to start really believing into the Mindset Matters motto of Mindset Matters more than anything else, okay? Because it does. It matters more than anything else. If we all collectively decided to use our minds and say that money has no value, that would be a wrap for a lot of people. A lot of people that believe that they're powerful, they'd be shut completely down, because that's their power, is the money, right? But once you become greater than that, then everything happens the way it should. Everything happens according to you and your presence in life and what you provide to each interaction personally, each day, each moment. So yeah, if you want to do the concentrated strength over and over and over again up until you get to the open enrollment, I suggest you do it. I dare you to. And you'll notice something. By the time open enrollment comes, you'll notice something. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You try it out. But outside of that, yeah, go to mindsetmattersmore.store. Again, rep some gear if you want to. Okay. But yeah, focus on the good, y'all. Love you guys very, very much. Hope this kind of gave you a little bit of insight, a little bit of clarity into you, into what the possibilities are for you. And yeah, just continue to get it, y'all. All right. Do the best you can. All right. Give it all you got every single day. Have a fantastic rest of the week. I'll see you guys live tomorrow, Tuesday. Put up one of the interviews as well, so look out for that. And we'll see you again next time. Anytime. Out.